Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So, there's a word for this, what I am today. What's the word? Early. Is that the word? I'm actually early today. So, well, had to do this at this time. Had to, get this one out at this time. A little bit of a schedule shift here. So, got a couple of you on here. Udar Pavarotta says, I'll be working. Can you start at 10:15 instead of 9:15? I'm assuming, or I'm presuming that's like Central Time. Well, I'm a little bit earlier. So the engineer is on. My favorite potential multi-bagger reported a fantastic earnings a few hours ago. High tide, HITI has improving financial metrics, already established moats, low expansion costs, and a long runway. Yeah, you've been talking about them for a while. I actually might look into them myself. So that's the one, ticker symbol HITI. That's the multi-bagger. Welcome, welcome. So what I thought about discussing this evening, I kind of need to spice things up a little bit because it seems like we're kind of starting to flatline a little bit in terms of like subscriber growth and whatnot. So what I figured I would do is look at, for YieldMax, like the number of shares we have in stocks, or I'm sorry, funds like TSLY or NVDY. So I'm up to like 3,800 shares in TSLY. And I think I am going to dollar cost average this month, because the thing to do, actually, now that I've had more of you say this, you want to dollar cost average down as it drops, because the bigger dividend you get, the faster you'll recoup your initial investment. So, and once you've recouped your initial investment, then you're just playing with the house's money. So for me, so if TSLY had like a $3,800, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. If my 3,800 shares of TSLY, if it was $1 a share dividend, then that would be $3,800 a month. So I said in the title of the video, 3,500 a month. Nice round number. So if you have like 3,500 shares of TSLY and they pay $1 a month, that would be 3,500 a month, right? So the strategy to get there, buy in, like probably buy a lump sum or whatever, and then dollar cost average in, dollar cost average on the way down until you get, like I said, 3,500 or more. That's why the title says 3,500 plus. And of course, this applies with the other funds too. Of course, the other ones, some of them are paying, like I think AMZY, which Rob Smith just mentioned here. Welcome, by the way. I haven't seen you in some time. The other ones are paying like 17%, but TSLY and NVDY are still paying like closer to 50%. So that's good. So really, to get 3,500 a month or more, which now we're getting into full-time income, potentially quit your job income, we would definitely, the more shares we have, the higher the dividend is going to be. And dollar cost average down, recoup your initial investment, and then boom, you're playing with the house's money. So on top of that, there's some other ways to protect the principal on these funds. So TSLY has a bunch of different ETFs that, like TSLL is a bullish one. And I was actually looking at the other one today. The bearish one, the direction bear shares one, is which one was it? We've got a TSLQ, which is a Tesla Bear daily ETF. And this one has dropped proportionately to how much the stock has gone up since the beginning of the year. But let's just do this here. Let me keep ranting for a second, and I'll pull up these ETFs here, because the idea to protect your principal, you could actually, if Tesla's going to drop, you could buy into one of the bearish ETFs and then recoup your loss, sell that one, and then say Tesla runs back up, and then you pocketed your temporary yet unrealized loss on TSLY by being in a bearish ETF and making some of it back, making hopefully all of it back over here in the bearish ETF. And then Tesla starts running up again, and then boom, you are up what you lost. So yeah, TSLQ is one. And then if you go to direction.com, if you lack direction, you can go to direction.com, right? Haha. TSLS is the other one. So we'll talk about, how about this one? Hedging one fund family with another. So like we've got YieldMax and we've got Direction, right? So two different fund families, possibly branching away from YieldMax a little bit here. Any idea on what the payout on Coney will be? I'm going to say $1. Let's see if I'm right. You think I'm right? Will it be $1? Let's see. This is how most financial professionals evaluate a potential dividend, by the way. Just kidding a bit. Oh, it's upside down. Signs point to yes. There you go. So $1. Take it to the bank, right? Just kidding a little bit. I wouldn't fully rely on that professional opinion. Anyway, well, work's lightening up a little bit. So I don't know if I'd say lightening up, but we're close to the end of the week here. So anyway, today was actually supposed to be the day I was supposed to have my book out, but it's nowhere near being finished. I'm aiming for like December 15th now. We'll see if that happens or not. I feel like if I could just take a week off and just focus on nothing but the book, I would have it done. I think actually I wouldn't ghost either one. I would add both, which I'm actually glad you brought that up because I do want to add some Coney. So I definitely don't want to spend all my dividend on buying more TSLY. But even at 58 cents, I think I'm still going to get like 2,100 or so. So I'll definitely use that and put some of it back into TSLY. And then I might actually, what I'm going to do, here's a portfolio move. And I'll actually pull this up for those of you that stay tuned all the way. So a portfolio move that the coach is going to make. So in the coach's master portfolio, if you call it that, I have some SKT stock. So SKT is like a commercial REIT, Tanger Factory. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to sell that one pretty soon because we've had a nice run up. We're at like a 52-week high, more than a 52-week high. We're actually at you don't hear this that often, but 104-week high. How about that? Double 52, right? So because we're close to a 104-week high, we're actually it's actually higher than it's been since December 2018. So it's almost a 5-year high. So I'm thinking, long story short, I'm thinking I'm going to sell out of SKT and then free up some more money to dump into these dollar cost average down, as they say. So you're planning to use TSLY and NVDY dividends to buy Coney. Well, that's partially what I'm going to do too. So anyway, let's share this real quick here. And then I may, if you all are lucky, if you all are well behaved, if class is well behaved this evening, I might just do a little bit of a partial portfolio showing. So direction, we have TSLL and TSLS. So this one, obviously the TSLL is the bullish 1.5 shares, 1.5x shares leveraged ETF, which I actually had some options in that I cashed out on yesterday, I believe. So that worked out pretty good. That was a nice like $800 pop. And then the daily Tesla bear, TSLS, that one is just, 1 times index or 100 basis points. Not any more leverage there. So that's that. So those are the two. If you were to leverage, or I'm sorry, if you were to hedge TSLY, and then what's this? Is this Litecoin or what is this? Up 14%. Let's look at this one here. LTCN. Oh yeah, Grayscale Litecoin Trust. So how are we doing? Oh, July 3rd, we were at like 680. We had a little bit of a crypto bounce, I noticed. July 3rd. So in those 2 days, this is what's neat about crypto. You can get a really volatile positive return. So in those 2 days, or I'm sorry, between June 12th and July 3rd, we were up 95% in Litecoin. And I only know that because of extensive research that I did before the video, including looking at my phone for 20 seconds just now. Hug Farmers on. I think TSLY will be back to $1 in October. That would be great, honestly. That would, then our scenario would hold. Then it'd be 3,800 or just say 3,500 for a nice round number. Shave off the 300, donate it to a charity, right? Yeah, right. For some of us, right? Think I have too much. Oh, you can never have too much. Need to split it up more. Have TSLY, OARK, AMZY as of today. Good for you. And I know you're loaded, of course. So let's do this here. I haven't done this in a while. I guess I can show the good old portfolio here. We've taken quite a bit of a hit because I've got a lot of TSLY. And so instead of like 50,000 projected, I'm projected like 32,000 payout. But as I mentioned, the move I'm talking about doing, let me see here. Let's see here. All right. So the move that I'm talking about doing, by the way, no beverages in the thumbnails, just in case my thumbnail artist is on. That would be funny, but I don't know. Maybe as an April Fool's or something. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Here's what I'm going to coach you all up on today. Because sometimes you all say you're tuned in and you're saying you don't learn anything, which I don't understand. I mean, I start the video out saying, hello and welcome to the channel. So you learned what I said there, at least, So I don't know how some of you say you don't learn anything from the coach. What's this here? Hung's 88. I saw billionaire Ron Barron was talking up Tesla. His forecast 400 to 500 per share in 2025. He loves the company Elon, FYI. Yeah, and wouldn't that bode well for our TSLY too, if Tesla runs up to that? I mean, we need it to run up to that, actually, as some of you have pointed out. We need it to run up to that much just to keep growing in the TSLY and the principal, right? So, by the way, for those keeping track at home, TSLY, since like November, we've lost like $7 a share. During the same amount of time, the Tesla stock is up like 60%. So keep that in mind. So let's see here. Just fact check myself here. Yeah. Oh, I'm 60%. What am I talking about here? What's in this drink I've got here? 155% since the beginning of the year, but since November. Okay, I wasn't too far off. I said it's actually 45% up since November, since around the time that TSLY went public. So with that, all right, let's see here. Let me see if I can pull up this income estimator over here. I feel like I've taken a bit of a hit with these positions here lately. That option, the meta option, of course, helped save my portfolio a little bit because I had a nice gain there. So it offset some other losses I've had. So let's see here. All right, I'm going to share with you all, and I don't normally do this, but I only do this for a select group of fans that I carefully handpick, like the ones that happen to be on tonight. So for those of you that just happen to tune in tonight, you're in luck because I'm going to show you, this is the income estimator for Ameritrade. It's showing $33,868.85. So I know, why haven't I retired by now, right? Well, for one thing, this almost feels like it got cut by like 40% because it was showing like 55,000 a month or two ago. But the bulk of this obviously is in TSLY. Estimated income just from that one is almost 27,000. So that's carrying the portfolio. And then, of course, believe it or not, Clip at this point, I'm surprised more of you aren't talking about this. Clip is paying a lot higher dividend than TSLY now. And of course, I've got JP Morgan stock. And then, so the SKT is one I'm looking at selling out of, freeing up this money to go into TSLY. So that's that. So 33,000, let's compare this to the example in the video here. So 33,000 at this point, this would be, I know I should know this off the top of my head, right? Oops. That would be 2,800 a month. So keep dollar cost averaging and whatnot, and you'll get to that 3,500 eventually, sooner rather than later, hopefully, right? So with that being said, it's important to hedge and protect the principal too. So you definitely, in addition to some of these directional ETFs, some put options might be a good idea too. Some put options slightly out of the money that you collect premium on. helps offset your principal. I almost did a couple of these back in July, but I waited like a day and the premium dropped in half. So you've got to be careful because that will happen sometimes with these close to expiration. With theta decay, the premiums will drop in half a lot of times. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Ron is bullish on Tesla. He's one of the top investors in the world. 500, wonder what Tesla will be. Anybody good at math? Somebody, go quick. Reg shares are coming up with their own Tesla version with a lower expense ratio. Sounds good. I have a feeling that's going to be the next, if I'm going to be a trend chaser, that's going to be the next one I pivot to. So, all right, you all, I wanted to get a quick one out tonight. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell all your friends and relatives. We need to get more subscribers coming in because we're starting to slow a bit. So thank you all for tuning in. Have a great evening. Take care and happy dividend investing.